Hello, Dr. Shaw here, and welcome to another episode of Teaching Humanity Remotely. Today, I want to share something that I think is really important, and it's the ability to share what we need to articulate our needs and our wants honestly. So, my daughter was talking to me about something that was happening, and she said that she felt like she couldn't share this honestly due to her position in a particular environment. And then she explained that her daughter, my granddaughter, was having an issue with a friend, and my granddaughter wasn't able to talk to the friend, but she actually told another friend's mom about what this girl was doing. And I said, well, you know what I said. I said, just when you think you can't be honest is when you really need to be honest. We need to be honest. So sometimes as a young person or even as an older person, we may choose to lie because we feel if we tell the truth, it's going to hurt someone's feelings or we're going to get in trouble. Now, when my students were younger and they would do something that they had to lie about, I would say, you know that you're doing the wrong thing. If you have to do something that you have to lie about, you know you're doing the wrong thing. And now you're doing two things wrong because you're also lying about it. And if you get caught, there'll be a consequence because you're doing the wrong thing. And we want to teach you to do the right things. And that's how we have learning lessons. But sometimes we don't tell the truth because we feel afraid in a different way. So my granddaughter isn't telling the truth to her friend because she doesn't want to lose that friendship. This is important. This is really important because this is where parents could really be helpful and teachers could really be helpful. If everything gets taught, I teach reading, I teach writing, I teach problem-solving skills in math, I teach the time, I teach you how to tie your shoe, I teach every subject, right? Well, where and when are we practicing these social skills? Where are we practicing? We're giving kids an opportunity to practice, let's say, at recess or at lunch, but are we teaching them? I mean, how can they communicate with us without getting in trouble for tattling? Because we don't want kids to tattle. We want them to solve things on their own. So we have to talk to our children and we have to talk to the students if they're in our class to say, when I was a youngster or sometimes my friend does something and I choose not to say anything because I'm afraid I'm going to lose the friendship. You need to talk about that. If this happened, let's say in my class, what I would say is I would tell the story. And I would say, let's all brainstorm possible strategies. What can you do when you have that situation? When your friend is purposely teaching you something wrong, so then they can say that when you do it, that you did it wrong. Just so they can feel good about themselves and you feel bad about yourselves. What would you do? The class will have a lot of opinions. There was a time when I had field mice in my house and I really didn't want them in my house and I didn't want to kill them. And so we had a whole discussion of different ways to solve that problem. We can have a heart traps. We could, there were different ways that they came up with solutions. Well, this is the same kind of thing. Like the problem of the day. How would you solve it? You can tell your friend, just straight up, tell them the truth and say, it hurts my feelings when you tell me I'm doing something wrong when I'm doing what you're telling me to do. I'm doing exactly what you're telling me to do, and then you're saying I'm wrong. So you're teaching me this way because you must feel bad about yourself, and you want to make me feel bad about myself, and that's not being a good friend. So I don't want to be your friend anymore, or you have to stop doing it. So just tell the person, because 9 times out of 10, if you tell the truth, you'll be set free. And the only way you're not going to tell the truth is because you have a erroneous thought in your head that if I tell the truth, that's going to be the worst scenario. If my daughter tells the truth about her work situation, then she won't get the job. Or if my daughter tells the truth about the work situation, then they won't like her. My feeling is like, tell the truth because it's really going to help your employer. So you have nothing to hide by not telling the truth. But what happens is that once we get the erroneous thought in our head, it's really hard to change that. And what's really interesting is the other day I was reading with my other granddaughter and she said a word, and the word that she said was tiny. And the word in the book was little. And she kept on making the same mistake over and over again. So I said to my daughter when we were talking about her erroneous idea of not telling the truth to her possible employer, I said, just like your daughter had the wrong word tiny for little, and once you get it in your head, it's hard to change that because our minds, it's like almost like a visual memory. or the mind has the memory of thinking that erroneous thought, and it sort of can't change it. So I said, you're doing just what your daughter's doing when it comes to reading. Your thought is wrong. Telling the truth will set you free. If you believe that that is the truth, you will be set free, no matter what the consequence. So that's really what this podcast is about. It's really about our belief systems govern not only our perception, not only our whole thinking process, but everything that happens is based really on our belief system. So although we're in a world with all these other people, in essence, we're also in our own separate world. And my belief system is governing how I am in the world. And your belief system, which is different than my belief system, is governing how you are in the world. And that's why we can have the exact same experience, and it will be completely a different sensation. It will feel different. It will be different. It will even look different, because our belief systems ingest and digest the experience that we have. And therefore, it makes it very different, even if it's essentially the same. So what I'm saying to you is check out your belief system and believe in that which will set you free, uplift you, be positive. So if I believe that if I tell the truth, I'm going to have a negative consequence, I'm never going to want to tell the truth. But if I believe that the truth will set me free, the same circumstance will set me free. My belief system will govern that. And the reality of the situation is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if I believe that my truth will set me free, even if my potential boss doesn't like it, I'll still be set free. I'll still feel better by telling the truth. And if I believe that my truth is going to hinder my feeling good, then I shouldn't really tell the truth. That's what happens. So you have to believe in your belief system. Your belief system has to be that which is positive, so that you can have positive impacts on others and a positive impact on yourself. So I could tell when I was speaking to my daughter, and I said, no, it's the exact opposite. I think now if you say the truth, you'll be really set free and there'll be no negative consequence. And she was like, yeah. But I could tell she didn't really believe it. And so I hope that she can make that kind of adjustment and then teach her children how to let go of that which doesn't serve you. Let go of the belief system that doesn't serve you. That word tiny is not little. Let go of that original mistake and start looking at that first letter. And that first letter is an L. And it means tiny, but it can't be tiny because tiny starts with a T. It's really just that simple. So let's keep it simple and let go of that which doesn't serve. So understand, take a moment. In every experience, take a moment. And at the end of the experience, while you're going through the experience, pay attention. And then at the end of the experience, say, did that serve me? What could I have adjusted differently to be served better and to be of greater service? And I know this will help you. So please, please, please respond to this podcast and let me know how just a little tweak in my thinking, a little tiny tweak in just readjusting, knowing that the intention is to be of service, to be served and to be served upon, to serve and be of service. If that's your intention, then all you have to do throughout your experience is check out how you are acting in the moment, then reflect on it. So it's intention, attention, reflection. Please let me know if this helps at learnwithmeremotely@gmail.com, and feel free to visit my author's page at Dr. Mindy Shaw Paperbacks on Amazon. Until next time, be well.